I had to do it one more summer pizza before the season is over. I kept seeing that summer pizza from Razza back in New Jersey, summer corn. It always looks amazing. Dan Richards, famous pizza place back there, that some argue is the best pizza in America. He always is showcasing the best ingredients, and summer corn is one of those. We're feeling inspired by that today. We're gonna start stretching the dough. I'll tell you what it's all about. Let's take a look at the dough. Today I'm working with my instant dry yeast recipe, the no knead version. At Razza, they do all sourdough. You know, super fun and amazing tasting. I have a full breakdown on how I do it up on SantaBarbaraBaker.com. Pop it down onto my marble here. Kind of make it into a circle. Look at that air. I'm just gonna gently push that back in as we start stretching it up. You can see here I've tempered the dough quite a bit. It's warm here today. Hoping we're not overproof, but it looks really nice to me. Let's get this thing start stretching out. I'm gonna hit it with some flour on the bottom here as I open it up. We're not looking for a giant crust here. Definitely keeping an eye on that bubble here. Maybe we can push that air down in there. That's potentially what you could end up with, a thin spot in your dough. Look at that as it starts to open up. I'll just push it out a little bit more here. Since I'm doing this on camera, I'm gonna move it to a wooden peel. I mean, you can just build right on your marble and pick it up. That is traditional. This is opening up really nice. The dough feels really good today. I think it'll bake up pretty good. I don't want to overstretch it here. I think this is nice, maybe a little thick on the crust. Let's just open it up a little bit more here. Hit it with one more little. Look at that. See, you want to watch out. Can you guys see that there? A little thin spot for sure. That's from that big bubble. I'm going to hit it now with plenty of flour on the bottom before I transfer it to my wooden peel. Okay, so get it back here in the frame. All right, see, there's a ton of flour on there. Definitely want to shake that off. If you dump that in the oven, you're going to have a bad time. It flares up, it burns, it doesn't taste good. But I was feeling like the dough was a little sticky, so I went generous. I advise that we can pop it back over here too. You want to get that flour off the top here. A little too much there, but we want to make sure we don't stick, especially when we're on camera, hoping for no fails today. All right, clear this flour out a bit so it doesn't get all over the bottom of our peel here. I'll load this up. Shooting, this is a 350 gram dough ball. We're not gonna go super thin here. I think this needs to be opened up a little bit more. Maybe like a 14-inch pizza. We'll see how it comes out. All right, this is looking good. I don't want to overstretch because we definitely have a little thin spot there. All right, this looks pretty good to me. Dust off some of that flour there. All right, this looks pretty good. I'm gonna clean it up. We'll get our toppings. We'll go through this amazing spicy corn and bacon pizza. I'm gonna start building our end of summer corn pizza here with the mozzarella. I couldn't confirm the build order that they have going on back there, but you know, we're winging it here. No big deal. We're going West Coast. See how we do. I've been looking at corn that those guys use. Looks absolutely amazing. I got this from the farmer's market. It just is pulled right off the cob. I didn't really do anything to it except for tossed it with a little bit of olive oil as well as some salt to season it. We have that bacon in the mix, so want to be careful about our salt, but I definitely like a well-seasoned pie. This looks really good to me. When I was looking up this pie, I see in some versions they use scarmorza. Forget how to pronounce that one, but is similar to like maybe like an aged mozzarella. It's oftentimes smoked. That is implied, I feel like, depending on where you are. So I'm just gonna go with some bacon here. I think this year there might not even been that in the mix. It was just fresh mozzarella when I was peeping it on Insta. You know what? What are we gonna do here? Let's go with back there they use shaved onions. We're gonna go with shallots. That's what I had on hand. Onions are a good choice as well. I'm gonna put these down below here to make sure they don't burn too much. When you slice onions or shave them super thin like this, they bake up really nice because they kind of just like melt down into your pizza. Really delicious. looks pretty good. I like a lot of onions. Hit it how you want. All right, that looks pretty good to me. Cheese-wise, I think those, maybe this looks like about maybe approaching 4 ounces of mozz. All right, let's go with the corn next. I think I'm gonna like the look of the little chili on top. Sometimes with firing corn in pizza ovens, you gotta be careful. These things will start popping. We'll see what happens. I don't know how people keep the oven clean sometimes when you're doing these in a restaurant, because they go flying everywhere. If you've seen the version they do, it's loaded up huge with corn, which we're gonna do today. I'm just going big. This is 1 full ear of it's a bicolor corn grown here locally. It's pretty sweet. I felt like it was a little sweeter early in the year, but still really nice. Look at that. Maybe too much corn, but looking really fat. That looks really good. Hit it with the Jimmy Nardello peppers. That's a sweet Italian frying pepper. Some argue maybe the best frying pepper out there, and they're beautiful. They cook up really soft and nice after they go through the oven, and you can just eat them straight up like this. Really bomb. Really like the color they're gonna bring here. All right, let's hit it with some bacon. I just cut these down into little lardons. So, and I haven't part cooked this or anything. I'm just gonna go. They'll cook plenty in the oven. It's looking really nice. I think that smoke will add a nice little element to it here. Okay, let's getting on the home stretch here, finishing it off. Back at Razza, they use a fermented chili paste. I'm going with Calabrian chilies that I rolled up into a paste as well. Super spicy. Just depends really on what brand you're using, but I feel like the Calabrian chilies definitely can pack some heat, which I like. It mellows out though as it goes through the oven. Cooking it up pretty fat here. All right, that looks good to me. Let's see, hit it with a little bit. We'll hit it with a little olive oil. How about some pepper too? Always like pepper with corn. A little dash of salt. The oven I have already tempered out. It's reading 700 on the front here. The deck inside I'm shooting for 750. Get the camera turned around, we'll load it up. End of summer corn pizza looking pretty epic here on the board. Give it one last little shake there before I get in. Make sure it's not stuck, which it's not. I turned the oven down all the way to low because I noticed the deck was really hot. I'm gonna turn it back up as soon as it loaded in. Slid right off, just what we want. Had plenty of flour on there today, probably even a little bit too much. All right, let's turn the oven back up to where the flame is just rolling over the top of the pizza, because we're gonna try and cook this one on the quicker side. Lately you've seen me doing the longer bakes. We're gonna shoot somewhere in between. I guess I always call it like an artisan style or something like that. Maybe in the 3-minute range. Looking really good. Okay, we're in business here. Keeping an eye, because I think things are gonna move a little bit quicker today. Gonna start looking for my crust bubbling up. You wanna see that fat oven spring. That's a good indication that your dough is on the right track. See if we got in there. I'm making sure I got all my rack and everything ready. I'm seeing it pop up, looking really good. Some nice action going on. We're stoked on that. Looking for some cheese melting out here by the oven mouth. That's gonna let us know maybe it's time to go in there, heat this little peel up, give it a first turn, and give it a spin. I'm seeing leoparding going back there. Let's get in there. It's running nice and hot today. Heat this thing up. I can smell that bacon. Oh, looking really bomb. All right, making sure we're not stuck here, and give it a nice little gentle turn. So far, so good. I was reading some Dan Richer articles, and he's always talking about how he likes to see a lot of variation in the color of the dough. Hopefully I'll get some of that today. Everything from brown to gray to even a little bit of char. We really like that. It gets different little flavors in your mouth, and we always want to make sure it's baked all the way through. I mean, who likes raw dough? I don't personally. I know there's some people out there. Thinking about a second turn here, I think things are moving pretty quick. I already see some more hardcore char going on. Let's take a look at the bottom. Man, this thing doesn't probably have all that much longer to go. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit to make sure we don't burn as it finishes up here. Got my rack ready to go to rest it. I was debating fresh basil on it after it comes out. We'll feel it. We'll feel the vibe when it comes out, and we'll decide then. I think OG style back at Razza, they just keep it as is. Let that corn fully be the centerpiece. All right, keep an eye on here before we burn it. I'm browning up really quick. Wow, that's a beautiful looking pizza. Look at that browning, really nice on there. The bottom. Okay, we're definitely in the home stretch here. Let's not burn this thing. I'm gonna turn it all the way down. We don't have long to go. I'm gonna make sure I don't talk too much and keep an eye on it, and we'll have a delicious pizza here. I think, should I just pull it? Let's go for it. It's done. You can tell because as I'm pulling up, there's not much sag at all. The bottom looks nice and spotted. Peep this thing. Looking super bomb for sure. Look at all the colors on the crust. The corn, the spicy chilies. Looks absolutely delicious. I'm gonna let it hang out on the rack for a few minutes here. Maybe just like one or two. We'll slice it up. Here with our Razza inspired summer corn pizza. How do you think we did? The vibes coming off this thing feel pretty good to me. We changed it up a little bit there with the bacon, Jimmy Nardello peppers in there, and the shallots. So not OG at all. The bake looks really nice. You guys peep it a little bit. I think this kind of is true to a bit what they're doing back there, but it's not sourdough, so it's not legit at all. What am I talking about? Bake looks bomb though. Onto our tray here. Let's see how it went on the slice. Feel like we'll get maybe a little bit of crunch in here, loaded with the toppings. Let's see if you guys can hear it. Pretty good. Gonna feel the heat from the Calabrian chilies. I think for sure those definitely pack a punch. Let's take a closer look here after the slice. Check it out. Super dank on there. Our corn, I shucked it right off the cob. Tossed it with a little bit of olive oil. Our shallots, bacon, baked up with some mozz. Super dank. The pickup, look at that. So bomb. If you can hold it like that, that is definitely staying true to the Razza vibe. You want no sag at the tip. We're looking for no flop here. Let's get in this thing. I know what does it. You have to go absolutely huge with that corn. Go big on it. The corn flavor just packs a big punch in there. And the texture on that is really, I'm grooving on it big time. Along with the little smokiness of the bacon and the heat of the Calabrian chilies, a little bit of sweetness from the Jimmy Nardellos. Super bomb. Check out the recipe up on SantaBarbaraBaker.com. Thank you, Razza and Chef Dan, for all you do for the pizza community. I love you all. One love.